Is it better to get married or stay single? The world of dating and marriage is very different than it was in biblical times, or even 20 years ago. The Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians says, "I say to the unmarried and to widows, it is good for them to remain as I am. But if they do not have self-control, they should marry, since it's better to marry than to burn with desire." Marriage was established and blessed by God in the Garden of Eden, and the scriptures give man free choice regarding the decision to marry. The Apostle Paul, who was unmarried, encouraged Christians to consider doing the same. "I wish that all people were as I am." He reasoned that an unmarried person is able to devote 100% of his time and opportunities to serving the Lord. On the other hand, if someone were to suffer from loneliness or sexual desire, Paul advises that person to marry. But because of the temptation to sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife and each woman her own husband. So, are there rules about who should or shouldn't get married? Well, Paul tells us in 2 Corinthians, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers." Choosing to marry someone who's not a Christian and doesn't have the same values and standards as you sets up a rocky foundation for both your marriage and your relationship with God. It's important to remember your first commitment to God and make sure that other relationships will be in line with what God wants, not just what you want. The highest standard is really to live like Paul and Jesus, with all of your time and attention devoted to God. With the support of good Christian friends, remaining single and living your best life serving God is a blessing. That being said, having a spouse as an emotional support is a very honorable compromise given to us by God. It's important to remember that a Christian's faithfulness is based on his heart and actions, not whether he's single or has a spouse. "Give me your heart, my son, and let your eyes delight in my ways." So the answer is really that each one of us needs to decide what's best for our own individual lives in regards to whether or not we should get married. We should prayerfully consider both options, seek the Lord's guidance and that His will be done, and then try to make a decision that will be most pleasing to Him. These thoughts at the forefront of our mind, we can be sure that the Lord will help us make the best decision. Do you have a question you'd like us to answer? Visit ChristianQuestions.com to submit a question of your own. Make sure to click on the blue microphone to subscribe to get updates on new videos. Think about the Bible like you never have before.